Hey everyone, this is Rosie, and today I have a completed Swoon Denver Mini Backpack here. Now this is not going to be a tutorial on how to create the backpack itself, but I would like to share with you how I added a rear zippered pocket and a convertible zipper strap. Now the pocket is quite deep. It goes the full depth of the back of the bag. And you can put your zipper pull either here or here. It's personal preference. The purpose of the convertible zipper is to hold your two straps together so that you can just grab the backpack and throw it over your shoulder. But if you want to still use it as a backpack, you have that option. This is also not meant to be a sling style strap. If you wanted to make a sling style, that would be constructed differently. You can actually make this zipper as long as you like, but if you want your straps to still be adjustable, you do have to have a length of strap without the zipper on it so that you can make those adjustments. At the very end of the video, I do talk a little bit about adding this strap connector right here. You don't have to put it on at the very end of your construction with the bag, and your bag will still turn very easily. I do have an affiliate link in the video description below if you would like to purchase the pattern. So let's get started. Let's start by creating the zipper pocket for the back of the bag. So here's some cork fabric. I'm using this for the back, and this will be the facing of the zipper. This is some canvas from Rifle Paper Company. Now I'd like my zipper to go somewhere in this area here. So since this is going to be the facing, I need to mark the zipper opening on this piece right here. To mark this zipper opening on this panel, I need to take into consideration where my seam allowances are. I don't want that box that I'm going to draw to interfere with my seam allowances. So first thing that I do is take the pattern piece, because I need to find the center back of this panel, and I just lay it down on top of the panel and draw a line. And this is the center back of the panel. Now I'm going to start the box 1 inch from this edge right here, and that will keep me out of my seam allowances. So I take my ruler and I'm going to mark a line 2.5 inches from this center line right here. And this line that I'm going to mark right now is going to be the outer side of the zipper opening. So it's going to be the side that's closest to my seam allowance. Now, I'm going to start 1 inch up from the bottom, and I'm going to draw a line up to the 8.5 inch mark. And 8.5 inches because I want my zipper opening to be 7.5 inches long. So 8.5 minus this 1 inch, that's 7.5. Now the next thing that I need to do is draw the inner line of the box. So I want the next line to be 5/8 of an inch away from this line here. And I'm choosing 5/8 of an inch because I'm using a zipper tape that's 1.25 inches wide. So I'm going to, again, put my ruler down, and I'm going to put my ruler at the 5/8 inch mark away from that first line that I just drew. So again, I start at 1 inch and I draw all the way up to 8 inches. Okay, so I have the outer line of the box and the inner line of the box. And now all I have to do is draw the lines along the side that will be the width of the zipper. Okay? And once I have my box drawn in place, I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to mark a line halfway between this line and this line. So basically I want to mark a center line down here. So to do that, you'll have to guesstimate a little bit if you don't have a ruler that has 1/16 inch markings, which I don't have. So I'm just going to approximate it on my ruler here. Okay, and then I draw a line. And I'm not going from the edge, I'm starting in a little bit. Okay, so that's approximately my center, and then I want to draw a V shape. So from here to the corner and from here to the corner. And these will be my cutting lines. Once I have the zipper facing sewn in, I will be cutting along this line, and then I'll snip from here into this corner and from here into this corner. And the same thing on this end. So now what I need to do is clip these two pieces together with the edges all meeting. And then once I have it clipped all the way around to hold it in place, I'm going to go over to the sewing machine and I'm going to sew around this opening. So now I'm ready to sew around the zipper opening. I'm going to set my machine to a stitch length of 2.5. I'm going to drop my needle right in the corner. So right in this corner right here. You want to get it right in that corner, right on that sharp edge. And we're just going to sew across to this side, and then we'll pivot. Okay, now I'm going to pivot around. Actually, I think I could take one more stitch, or I might actually just lift up, because I want to make sure I get into that corner on the next side. And I'm going to just drop my needle into the corner there, and now I can pivot. I'm going to sew across. I'm going to stay right on that line there. And when I get to this corner, again, I'm going to drop my needle right into that corner. If it happens that the stitch is not going to land in the corner, then I'll just do it manually like I did before. And I am going to do it manually. Okay, lift up my presser foot. Okay, now we can pivot again. Okay, I'm right in the corner, so I'm going to pivot. Now I'll sew across to the other side. Okay, drop it back into that corner. I'm going to pivot and just stitch over that first line just a little bit, just to secure the stitching. So here we go. I've stitched all around the box for the zipper opening. And now we need to cut this line open right here, but you want to stop where the little points of the arrows are. So I'm going to go approximately to start. And then I have my scissors here, and I will finish up the cut. And then you want to cut in on this line right up to the stitching right here, but don't cut through your stitching. Just go as close to it as you possibly can. And it helps if you have a really good sharp pair of scissors to do this, which I do not. I need to have my scissors sharpened. But if you have a pair that's sharp right to the point, you'll get a nice corner there. Okay? And you want to do that on both sides. I know I'm off on my line here. That's because the camera's in the way. Okay. Now once you've done that, you're going to go over to the iron. You're going to press this back, and you want to press it down really well. Okay? On both sides. Well, you're not going to press, if you're using cork, you're not going to press on your cork, but I'm going to press from my canvas side. Now I have everything pressed open, so the next thing to do is to take this piece and put it through the opening. Okay, I'm going to get it over to the other side. Alright, and these little triangles here, you want to pull them out this way, okay? And that will help everything to lay flat. And then once you get it out to this side, you want to go over to your iron again and press all this down really well. So here's the opening for my zipper. This is what it looks like on the other side. I just pressed everything down really well, and I'm holding the edges of both the canvas and the cork in place with the clips. So now I'm ready to put the zipper in place. So I'm going to be cutting this zipper to length. I'm going to cut the zipper stop off of the bottom of the zipper. You could leave it on if you want to, but I don't like to leave it on. And what I'm going to do is put tape on both sides of the zipper tape here. It's just two-sided sticky tape. And that will help hold everything in place while I sew the zipper in. So you want to put it down a piece on each side, and then you're going to take the relief paper off to reveal the adhesive on the other side. So I have the relief paper peeled off, and now I'm just going to center the opening over the zipper. The zipper pull will be up here at the top. I'm not really worried about where the zipper pull is right now because I can pull that into place as I'm sewing. I just want to make sure that the zipper is nice and centered in here. Then we're going to go over to the machine and we're going to start stitching very close to the edge here. Okay? And we're going to go all the way around the zipper. Now I'm ready to do my top stitching all along the edge of the zipper opening. I'm going to be sewing about 1/8 of an inch away from the edge of the opening here. My zipper pull is all the way back here, and I'm going to leave it there until I'm ready to push it into place. So I'm using a stitch length of 3.0. I'm going to go about 1 stitch past the corner, and then I'm going to pivot. I'll sew across the width. And if you want, at this point, you can actually backstitch over that because that's going to be a stress point there. But that's up to you if you want to backstitch over it. And now we're going to stitch down this side. And then right about now, I'm going to take the zipper pull right here. I'm going to start to push it. I'm going to push it past the opening So let's see if you can see it here in the camera. It's right there. I'm going to push it past the opening. I'm just pushing against it, and it will appear in the opening here. And here it is. Okay, so now we have our zipper pull where it should be. Okay, we're going to pivot again, so across the width. I'm going to pivot and just stitch over where I started just a little bit. And a little back stitch. So here's the zipper all sewn into place. I take out a couple of these clips for a minute, because what I want to do now is trim the ends of the zipper off. So I'll trim it about that close on each side. For me, I'm just interested in making sure that it's staying out of that seam allowance there. So here's our zipper all sewn into place. You can see it on both sides here. And now what I want to do is take another piece of the canvas, and I'm going to put that right sides together. I'm going to clip it all around, and then what I want to do is baste all three pieces together all the way around the entire back. Next, let's make the convertible zipper strap. So you want to take one of your straps, cut to the width that the pattern says, and you're going to mark a line down the length of that strap. You'll fold one end in towards the center line, and then you'll fold the other one in towards the center line. Press everything really well, and then you're going to fold the whole thing in half, just the way you would as if you were just making a regular strap. Okay, and you do that all along the length. All right, now here's the zipper that I'm going to use, and it's a little bit too long, so I have the back here, and I'm just guesstimating this. There's no magic number here. I'm going to lay the zipper down on the back, and I think I'd like it to be about, say, this long. So I'm going to take my zipper pull, and I'm just going to pull it past where I want to cut the zipper off, and let's say it's going to be right about here. And then I'm actually going to make it just a tiny bit longer, because I'm going to have to fold those ends in. Okay? Now, I'm actually going to leave the stop in this time. I'm not taking it out. Now you're going to take your zipper, and you're going to fold back on the zipper tape right there, just like that. And then you're going to take the fold and you're going to bring it up to where the teeth are. So it will look just like that, okay? I'm going to put a clip in there just to hold it. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And you want your ends here, you want these ends here to be even. So I'm going to fold back on the zipper tape. Then I'm going to bring it up to where the teeth are again, just like that. And I'll check, they're not quite even. So I'll try it again. Okay, that's better. So I'm going to put another clip in there to hold that in place. And then what I want to do next is go over to my sewing machine, and I just want to put some tacking stitches in to hold that down. So now I have everything tacked into place. And I'm just going to trim a little bit because I don't want this hanging off the edge. Okay, and after you've done that, you want to take the strap that you've prepared, and I have it right here, and you want to sandwich the zipper in between the folds, okay? So with the strap folded in half, you'll take the zipper, you're going to put it in between, just like this, and then you'll start clipping down the length. And then you'll eventually get to the end of the zipper. You just keep clipping. Okay, you want that fold right there to be butted up against the teeth. Okay, and then if you want to clip down the rest of the length, you can. It's up to you. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the sewing machine, and if you have a zipper foot, this is a good time to use it. We're going to top stitch all along this length right here, all the way down to the bottom of the strap. Okay, so now I'm going to sew this on. I have a zipper foot on here, and I'm sewing very close to the edge of the fold. And you do need to be catching the other side, so you need to be catching the fold on this side. Make sure that that fold stays butted up against the zipper teeth there. Just going to move my pull out of the way for a second. And we're coming to the end of the zipper. And then from there you're just going to finish sewing down the length. And then I'm just going to pivot and sew along the bottom. I'm actually not going to sew down the other side of the strap. So now you have the zipper sewn in, and it's important to make sure that you caught everything on the other side. Okay? Now you'll go and do the same exact thing to the other side of the zipper. You'll take the second strap, and you're going to clip that on the same way that you clipped on this side, and then you're going to sew down this side. Here's the back of the bag. The zipper's in. I finished sewing my convertible strap, and now I've basted it to the back of the bag. And all I did was place the center of the zipper right at the center back. There's the mark for my center back. So I just placed them together and I basted. Then the handle, I basted one end on each end of the convertible strap. Okay, and I also put in the strap connectors down here. This side of the convertible zipper strap is all set. Now we need to thread the hardware through this side. So you want to find the end of the strap. Try not to twist anything when you're doing this. And I'm going to take the hardware, and I want to take this end and I want to put it up through the hardware on one side, and then down over this bar through to the other side. Okay. So there you go. And that's what it would look like from the side. Okay? And from the bottom. Then you're going to pull the strap through a little bit. And then you're going to take the hardware on this strap connector and you're going to go down into that hardware. Just like that. Come out the other end. And then you want to go back up to this part right here again. And we're going to take this strap right here and push it up. Okay? And then we'll take the end of the other strap and it's going to go up one side. So I'm going through the left side now. I'm going to pull it through a little bit, and then I want to make it go back over the bar. So here's the bar. It's going to go back over the bar and come out the back side. I just want to show you real quick how everything should look with your straps and your hardware, because it does get a little bit confusing. So right here you have one zipper side, okay? You're going to come up through the bottom of the hardware. It's the piece that has the center bar in it, okay? So you'll come up on one side, you'll loop around, and then you'll come down on the other side of that center bar. Your strap will loop around this way, and then it's going to go through the hardware on your strap connector. Then it's going to come up here, and it's going to go on the left side of the bar up through the hardware, and then on the other side of the center bar back down through the hardware, and the end will attach to this side right here. And you can sew it or put in a rivet, whatever you like. And when everything is in place, that little tab that you've sewn down, that the end of that strap will be sandwiched in between the two outer straps. Okay? And that's what it should look like. I just wanted to point something out about the bag. So right now I'm at the point where I have both sides sewn together with the zipper in between, and the lining is all in place. Everything has been sewn in place. You can actually go ahead and sew on that connector right here, the one that holds the swivel clip. It's a lot easier to put it on at this point in the project than to wait till the very end, which is what the directions has you do. So I actually like to put mine on now. I struggle a lot less with maneuvering everything through the machine. Just make sure that all your centers are lined up. So your the center of your zipper should be lined up with the center right here of the lining, and if you have everything in place as it should be, then you can go ahead and sew on that connector. Well, thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I hope that you would like and subscribe. Have a great day.